From this moment on, you will now be known as Sharkbait.
Sharkbait! Ooh-ha-ha!
Welcome, brother Sharkbait.
Sharkbait! Ooh-ha-ha!
Enough with the Sharkbait.
Sharkbait! Ooh! Bop.
Good morning. What's up, everybody? This is D with another Sunday swim. I hope you guys like. It is about the most controversial topic in the hobby. It is the subject of many discussions, many videos, many books. But what is the most important item in the aquarium hobby? What is the most important thing needed to keeping these creatures alive? A lot of people will tell you it's the lighting. Others will tell you it's the filtration. Is it the skimmers? Is it the tons and tons of many variations of wave makers, pumps, and recirculatory devices on the market? Well, I'll tell you what, it's not any of those things. The most important aspect of the hobby is not lights or filtration or fancy devices or reactors or any of those things. The most important device and functional piece of equipment in the hobby is the aquarist. See, it's the aquarist, it's you and your ability to imagine, come up with the idea, put it together, do the homework needed to set these aquariums up, which makes it all work. There's no wonder cure, there's no magic chemical, there's no piece of equipment that solves all your problems. In fact, you can spend more money than you would ever imagine on an aquarium and still have it not do well. But you always find people that are willing to help, willing to take the time, willing to do the research needed to keep these animals alive, and they can come back from any adverse issue, crash, fish death, illness, tank failure, to come back and have some of the most beautiful tanks that you could ever imagine. We dedicate our time to learning what these animals want, learning how they live. We even learn about their environment, what keeps them alive, what do they need, what do they eat, what do they need to live. You could say we're kind of like doctors because we diagnose a problem, we come up with a solution, and we implement a course of action to make the animals happy. Now let's stop for a minute and talk. Is this something that you really want to do? A lot of times people ask, what do I need to start an aquarium? What do I need to start? A planted aquarium, a reef aquarium, a fry aquarium, tropical aquarium? What is it that you need? And that's a real tricky question. And most people, when they hear it, especially people that have an aquarium set up for a long time, they have to stop for a minute and say, okay, how do I answer this person's question? And I think the real answer is in the question itself, because if you don't know what you need, do you really think that you really want to start out and try something where you have no idea what you're going to need or what you're going to run into? So I just like to start with this. The most important thing in the aquarium hobby is research, find out what you want, find out what the animals want. So many times people start out by running out and buying a tank, putting it together before they even know what kind of fish they're going to keep. Now, can you run out to a car dealership and just buy a car before you know what kind of car you need? You live in the hills? Do you live in the snow? Do you live in the mountains? Do you live in a beach? Do you just buy a truck? Do you buy a mini-sized car? Do you buy a compact car before you know where you're going to drive it? No, first you got to know what you need before you know how to go about getting it. And you got to remember, these guys are dependent on you. These guys don't have the means of leaving if they're not happy. They can't run an election. They can't hold up picket signs. They are depending on you to provide them what they need to survive. So take a moment and do your homework. Find out. And I'm sure your fish will be much more happier for it. So this is D signing out, saying the most important thing in a hobby is you and more people like you. Spread the love for the hobby. Do your homework. Help someone else get into the hobby. But first, before you run out to the fish store, ask them what is the most important thing to them. And then I think once they figure that out, the aquarium will thank them for it. This is D signing off. Click subscribe. I'm out. Happy Sunday, everybody. Tank on.